Well, Happy New Year, Life Group leaders. Welcome to 2010. And it's the time of year when Dan's going to be starting a new sermon series. And so we thought as a way to get things rolling here in this new year, it'd be good to give him an opportunity to share just a little bit about where we're headed. So, Dan, welcome back from Myanmar.
Thank you.
And tell Life Group leaders what's going on with sermons over the next couple of weeks and months.
Well, and I do have to apologize for my appearance. I still feel like I'm on, about halfway through adapting to the time change. It's 12 and a half hours difference in Myanmar. So the fuzziness of my face reflects a little bit the fuzziness of my mind. But we are starting a new sermon series in the next couple weeks on the Gospel of Mark. I just really felt like coming out of the series Unchristian that we really needed to focus on Christ. That part of the Unchristian series was saying that, hey, maybe as a church we're really not doing a good job of reflecting who Christ is to the world around us. And so for the next few months, let's just focus on Jesus. So we're going to be looking at the Gospel of Mark. This coming weekend will be a soft introduction to the series as I look at the theme verse for the year in Hebrews 12, which talks about keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus. And I think really for the whole year, that's going to be our refrain at Calvary. Keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. So we'll be looking at the Gospel of Mark. It'll go at least through the month of May. It might be longer, but at least through that time period. And kind of theme-wise, just to give you a feel for it, I'm going to be playing with the word Mark in a couple different ways, Mark's Gospel, and we will talk about three different things at various times all the way through the Gospels. The first will be on your mark, as in on your mark, get set, go. The Gospel of Mark uses the word immediately 42 times. There's this sense of urgency in Mark's Gospel, saying, hey, you got to get out and do something. And so we'll talk about the places where Mark's Gospel calls us to this sense of urgency of the kingdom mission. And the second mark is what marks your life? Are we marked by the life of Christ? When we go out, people remark that they see Jesus in us. What are our lives marked by? And then the last thing is leave a mark. How are you leaving a mark in the world? What mark are you leaving? And the Gospel of Mark calls us to all three of those things. Get out and do something. Be shaped by the life of Christ and leave an imprint upon the world that gives people the world a reminder of who Jesus is. So for the next 4 months at least, it's very much a focus on the Gospel of Mark and the life of Christ.
Okay, well, that's very helpful. Hopefully that'll give you leaders a sense of where we're headed. Feel free, certainly, to, as we always say, move along with your study in conjunction with the sermons if you're so inclined. If you haven't made a selection for what you're going to be doing here this year yet, this is certainly something you could do. You're welcome to use the sermon discussion guide that we've put together, and you can find that online, just as you can do that for 1 week or 2 weeks or for the whole series. If you have any particular resources that you've used in the past to study the book of Mark, feel free to use those. And if you'd like some recommendations about maybe some resources that you could use to guide you through a study of that book, feel free to get in touch with me, and Dan and I can talk through some things and maybe make some recommendations, and there may be something that even emerges in the next couple of weeks that we would specifically want to put out there for you. So if you have any questions, as always, get in touch. Let me know how I can help you figure out where you can take your group. But we're excited about this, excited to study the life of Jesus so that we can understand who he was, who he is, and what it is for us to follow him. And we think it's going to be a really exciting season here of ministry at Calvary. Thank you much. We'll see you later.
See ya.